peace, and, and happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now, I want to share with y'all two crystals that that are good to work with when you're going with the flow of the universe, or you're looking for that vibe, like you really having this vibe of like you feeling like you're action oriented, like you just this vibe of not trusting the universe and not trusting the flow of the universe. If you find yourself in that vibe, the petrified wood and rose quartz. It's hard to see the pink in it because of the light, but these two is a great combination for dealing with that energy of like not trusting the universe. And not say not trusting, but yeah, if you're going through that vibe of just feeling like you gotta be overly action oriented, or you're feeling like it's just a little disconnect with the love and trust with you and your higher self, for you and the universe. Uh, this would these crystals will help deal with. Now, this petrified wood I have here is not only petrified wood, but it's petrified wood from a palm tree. You see the little circles. Have you ever seen the bottom of a palm tree? All the little holes look like little worms at the root. And a palm tree is good for also dealing with, for bringing in the vibration of resilience. The vibration of, strength, that bend but don't break energy. Because you ever seen a palm tree during a hurricane, like, where no matter how much that wind blowing, that palm tree will look like the top of it is touching the ground. But then when the storm is done, that palm tree is back standing up, like the storm was never there. And literally it helps you have that vibration within your life. These storms that we have in life, you could be resilient, and stand firm as if that storm never even happened, in essence, and become stronger and benefit from the situation. But the fact of it being petrified wood is what helps with that go with the flow, trust in the universe vibe. Because when you look at what else displays a trust in the universe better than a tree? Like, if you look around, you're like, what shows trust in the universe more than plants or a tree, in the essence of like, sitting there and trusting that it's gonna rain when it's time to rain, trusting that the sun is gonna shine and hit properly, trusting all those factors, because if a damn sure can't control anything on a physical level, as far as like being hands-on control. Now, of course, I am of the belief that a tree, not even, I am of the knowledge of knowing that a tree has consciousness, and it's possible that that tree could also influence, human consciousness. So, say for instance, even though we say that tree not moving and it doesn't take any action, that tree could send a vibe to a human to, say for instance, uh, cut down a certain pole, or cut down something that's blocking the sunlight or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or cut the limbs of another tree, not the full tree, but cut the limbs of another tree so it could get more sunlight, and you did that not because just, oh, I thought that I should do that, but that tree, that needed the sunlight, sent that brainwave to you like, hey, I need you to cut that so I could get some sunlight. But you just think, I'm a man and I just feel like cutting trees right now, so I'm gonna just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not realizing that your action was influenced by the tree. But getting back into the essence of the dealing with the crystal, working with petrified wood, in fact, helps with the connection with the ancestors as well. But again, definitely that go with the flow, bend but don't break, you know, vibration that in essence we need to deal with, when we going through, these shadows, doing our shadow work, going through these vibes of things that may be, feel harmful to us or whatever the case may be, you know, that resilience, that strength, it's an important factor to have there in order to get over, dealing with these, again, these storms that we go through. You gotta have that bend but don't break resilience like a palm tree to not break during these storms. So it has that vibe, and then you got the rose quartz, that provides that motherly vibe. It's gonna transmute negativity into love. So it's not just blocking negativity; it transmute the energy of negativity into the energy of love. You know, and it helps with love and relationships on all levels. So that would be your relationship with your higher self. You know what I'm saying as well. I mean, that is a relationship. You know, relationship to your inner source. Because of course you are one with your inner source, one with higher self, but it is a relationship nonetheless. So the rose quartz brings that that protective vibe, or should I say, keeping that negativity out and keeping the vibration a more optimistic place. So, we're dealing with trust in the universe. You also have to have some optimism with you as well, because, trusting that the universe deliver, trust is optimism in essence, because trust is, because if you pessimistic, you're not going to trust anything. Everything is always could go wrong or could always be bad. I don't trust that on, you know what I'm saying? But optimism, it's like, man, I trust that the universe is gonna, deliver these PayPal donations. I trust that, and again, it's about cause I see though my money come in for me, say for instance, speaking of that perspective, whenever I'm not worrying, whenever I have so much trust in the universe to where I'm not even looking at money, like money be the last thing on my mind, and then that's when all the abundance come in. But if I'm sitting there harping over it, then I'm blocking it. But also with the rose quartz, I made a video about like that motherly love, feeling that motherly essence, just feels like it's, relaxing, calm, and like somebody giving you a hug. Because another thing, in our spiritual growth, you feel like a motherless child whenever you feeling like you can't trust the universe. You know what I'm saying? In essence, you feel like a little bastard out here by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the rose quartz, gives you that motherly vibe, give you that vibe of like, you're being taken care of. Things are gonna get better. If they're not in that moment. So with that vibe and the vibe of, again, and not only trust and source, again, this amplifies the intuition as well, so you could be able to, trust in what's coming to you, because you'll intuitively know, like, all right, yeah, this is something coming for a bigger picture. Also, again, to go with the flow vibe, not overthinking. If you want to find yourself getting away from your logic mind, to get away from, trying to overly manage things and micromanage things, the petrified wood, is gonna allow for you to tap into the vibration of going with the flow more. Of course, you're still gonna have certain, operate with logic to an extent. You know what I'm saying? But it will be with less logic on a level to where you won't have this analysis paralysis. How we could get to this vibe of like over analyzing, like getting too much in the logic, and to the point where the logic is, creating this battle. It's like this petrified wood helps for you to in tune more with that intuitive, go with the flow. Know that the universe got you. And again, and this will make you more comfortable with that vibe, because what also makes it hard to trust the universe is if you have negative energy running through you, because then you're gonna be you're gonna be pessimistic and negative, so you won't be able to trust, because you're gonna be creating an energy that disconnects you from source, so the rose quartz keeps that negative energy out of you, raises that optimism, you know you could really feel more of that universal connection to all that is as well, too, with the rose quartz and the petrified wood connecting you to plant life in the Devic kingdom as well. But just as far as a combination for like when you in that little vibe of like, well, you probably need to change things, but every time every time you go to being hands on, you're micromanaging too much, and you kind of still throw yourself off. You're trying to find a way to just trust the universe and go with the flow, to not overthink it, you know what I'm saying, and to still feel that love and trust and not allow for that fear or that anxiety, to creep in. You know, this is the combination that I suggest, and I say I suggest what my high self suggests in essence. That's basically it, definitely two great stones in combination to again feel that love strongly and know and trust, and that the universe is gonna provide. Like, I done did all the little actions I could do. The rest is up to the universe to provide, and trust in that situation again. Because for me, and I guess that's probably why I brought this up and why I'm working with it, to make sure, because with this Aries moon, trying to microman, like, fiery, hands-on, getting into action type of vibe, but it could get to a point where I'm doing too much, like almost looking for a means to an end, and not really being in the moment and really trusting that the universe is going to bring things to me. More so, like, in essence, my work is kind of stemmed with that hidden vibe of like not trusting the universe. So it's like, no, I don't trust the universe, so let me make sure I'm doing a video almost every second. Let me make sure, I have to watch myself with that, you know what I'm saying? That's for me personally, that overworking or trying to work for a means to an end, especially like especially keep it real, especially when I don't have any jewelry. Whenever I'm not making jewelry, I gotta make sure that my videos is not like which it but it comes from more, so let it be with the intent of helping and not the intent of I gotta make a PayPal donation, you know, because when I got that aim with my videos, like I gotta make, no matter how good, I could make a great video. As the thing too, the videos I make will be great. It's like no PayPal donation because you was, waiting on it or two. You know what I'm saying? Compared to where it's like just for the love of creating. You creating, not to chase no dollar. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, PayPal donation, So it's the whole vibe, going with the flow, trust the universe. And also, which I probably spoke to the combination of this as well, petrified wood and satellite, but I'm gonna kind of creep that in again a little bit, any of the throat chakra stones as well. Throat chakra stones is good for creating a vibration of being in the now, of not being all off everywhere, but just being in the moment. Satellite helps with that as well. But I digress. Peace. Happy now. Now is a vibrative course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.